Hello, how are you doing? My name is Julio Mendez from leadflowconvert.com, and today we're gonna do a demonstration for those folks that are service contractors, so HVAC, plumbers, electricians, you name it. Okay, so the purpose of this webinar is to tell you how we can actually help you out. So let me give you a scenario. I have a few friends that are contractors, and every time I call them, they always tell me, yeah, I'm gonna be there on a Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. I'm gonna be in that area, and I'm gonna call you back, right? So eventually I have to call them, and again, these are my friends. I'm not saying everybody's like that, right? And then I have to call them again. Hey, are you coming today? No. Are you coming today? No. Finally, they come. When they come, they assess the work, and I'm like, okay, I need an estimate, right? Because my company is gonna pay for it. Or sometimes they do the work, and then they don't give me the invoice, right? So the company won't pay unless we have an invoice in hand. And then we're still calling them a week later. I'm like, we haven't paid you because you haven't given us that invoice. And it's like, yeah, my wife is the one that does the invoicing, and then she's gonna get around. Finally, the day that they need money, they actually send you the invoice, and then they want immediate payment. Does that, I'm not saying that's your case, but I'm saying, does that resonate with some of you? Perhaps with you? I don't know. You could be more organized, and hopefully you are a little bit more organized, because I've dealt with quite a few contractors, and a lot of them are like that. The other day, an HVAC, actually a professional, very, very good. He came over, fixed our problem in 20 minutes, charges a good amount of money, and I pay with my corporate account because he was gonna invoice me for the work. And he's like, yep, don't worry, I'm gonna send you the invoice. That was, I think, a month ago, and no invoice has been received, right? Now, is it that important that I have the invoice? Maybe no, but maybe yes. And not having it, then I call him for something else. I call him for our office building. There's a HVAC problem with the basement, air conditioning. Same thing. He said he was going to stop by, and it's been 2 weeks he hasn't stopped by. Now, do I have to keep calling and calling? Yes. Is this going to solve that problem? Maybe. But okay, so here's my take for you guys. If you are a service professional, right? If you're not good with technology or don't have time because you're always working, this is exactly for you, and I'll tell you why. The whole idea is that we can, number one, build you a funnel or a site, right? Number two, that connects to your calendar, right? A calendar that we can actually build for you, so that you know when you wake up that morning what you have to do, right? Okay, so we're gonna solve that problem. So imagine we have a site, people can find you online, people can leave reviews, right? People can actually book an appointment based on the slots that are available. We can program blocks of time for the work that you normally take, right? Maybe 2-3 hours, and maybe give you 2-3 jobs per day, and take into account transportation and all of that. Okay, so imagine again the site, a calendar that integrates with your phone calendar or whatever, so that when you wake up, you know what appointments you have for that day. Okay, integrated with something as great as having your business profile, if you have any social media, all of that connected, right? So same thing, we're gonna create some automations for you, okay, such as a text missed callback. Okay, so imagine somebody calls you and you're actually working and you can't pick up the phone. Well, the system is gonna, well, actually two things. Let me finish the idea with the text missed callback. So imagine again, you're working, you don't pick up the phone, right? We're gonna text back the person that just called us saying, hey, sorry, I can't call you, but I'm gonna call you as soon as possible. How can I help you? Okay, that idea. But in addition to, we can make it so that when somebody calls the number that we're gonna give you, that AI is able to handle a very good conversation with that person and is able to book an appointment directly for you and put it in your calendar, and then you get notifications. How great is that for you? Okay, so the AI is going to take the call and is going to look at your availability in that calendar and book an appointment. Okay, so that you never miss a call. If they call that number, the AI is going to take the appointment, right? If that call needs to be transferred to you live, you can take it live, right? If you decide that you don't want the AI to talk to your clients, you don't have to. But again, if they call you and they miss you in that number, we're going to send a text back saying, sorry, I missed your call. Okay, so that is great. Let me just quickly go back to this page where we talk about the trace professional. Again, missed call text, auto book quotes, get paid. Okay, so I haven't even gotten to that part. Get paid and get reviews from your phone. Run your business while you work. Okay, so imagine you are a service contractor. Hey, maybe you have QuickBooks Online. That would be fantastic. Okay, because you're having your, QuickBooks Online is fantastic software, right? That allows you to keep your accounting, all your expenses, everything organized. Well, guess what? The system that we use, which is HighLevel, integrates with that. So when you're invoicing people, that invoice goes directly in a matter of like half of a second to QuickBooks Online. Now imagine that, let's say you arrive at the site, give the quote, right, a verbal quote there. The client says, perfect, let's do that. Okay, great, let me do the work, right? Or maybe it's like, oh, okay, yes, but can you put it in writing? Absolutely. The bottom line is that if you are not good with technology, or if you, I don't know, you're always working, don't have too much for that, from the app on your I'm sorry, from the app in your phone, you would be able to come up with an invoice or an estimate right there and then. Make it simple, okay, so that you text it out or email it out to the client. And not just that, but imagine that your phone becomes a tab machine, okay? Your phone becomes a terminal so that you can bill your client and get paid for the work you just did right now. Does that not sound pretty awesome? This is incredible, okay? Again, this is ideal for tradespeople that are not, I don't know, if they're technological, if they like IT stuff, great. We can even advance and give you more, okay? But essentially what it does, captures all the jobs from your website. We can do Google Ads, we can do landing pages, right? We can send auto replies and appointment confirmations via SMS. Hey, imagine You confirm an appointment, right? And then the system is going to send a text out to your client saying, our appointment is in an hour, I'm on my way, okay? Right, and you send a text and you send an email. If you want to integrate a WhatsApp business number, you can also send a WhatsApp, okay? Follows up with leads who don't book right away. So imagine somebody comes to your site, they fill out the information, but maybe they don't complete the booking portion of it. We can set up an automation to follow up, or again, automatically to that lead that didn't fill, let's say, your calendar booking system. Okay. Re-engages past customers for seasonal maintenance and upgrades. Let's say, I don't know, you also do landscaping, right? You can send reminders that if you're going to provide that service during the I don't know, maybe you do snow removal in the winter. So the whole point is that if you have any business, that you can send reminders, right, and keep that client your client. Okay. Accepts online payment. This is what I was telling you. From your phone becomes a terminal, right? So that you get an integration either via PayPal or Stripe. And from your phone, you can easily make it so that your phone becomes a terminal. You can invoice people and whatnot. Another incredible feature: collects and manages reviews automatically after the service. Okay, great, fantastic. You are an amazing professional, right? Send 2 touches on your phone. You text out a Google review request, okay, and that person, if you were great, provided phenomenal customer service, professional service at the home or at the site or whatever, people are going to be very likely to give you a good review. And what happens when you have multiple Google reviews? You rank higher on Google and you get more business. Okay, so again, if this is for all contractors, plumbing companies, HVACs, electricians, roofers, any real, any business whatsoever. Okay, so never miss another job, and this is fantastic. And again, you don't have to be an IT guy. We make it so that it's all very easy for you to work it, and there's never really a need for an update after that. If you need to run campaigns, right, like promote another service that you added, absolutely, we can help you send out maybe the new information out to all your clients, maybe a coupon or maybe a promotion of some sort. If your business is running dry, we can also help you with ads, Google ads, Facebook, Instagram ads. Okay, so we can also do that for you as additional services. If you're running multiple campaigns a month and you don't have time to do that, we can also manage the system for you and manage your database for you. We can also train you. Obviously, we train you to use the system so that you know how to operate your business on the go. Okay, and if you have a secretary or somebody else, we can also train that person so that you are running 100% and not missing anything. Okay, now let's do a quick demonstration of what I'm talking about. And again, this is a demo account, okay, which it does not have anything. And again, we're going to start you up. As soon as you come in, hey, we can connect your Google profile. Incredible opportunity. Again, this is super important. right? Because we want you to rank higher and higher and be able to do get your reviews, get paid, get your reviews, and grow the business, right? Same thing. We can connect your Facebook, connect your Stripe. We can actually sit down with you, create the Stripe account, so that you can become a mobile terminal. Okay, so same thing, we're gonna create the website for you. Okay, we're gonna do all the automations required. Again, this is your dashboard. Again, this is a blank account. So here, when it comes to conversations, anything that is going on, all the conversations are going to appear here. And I normally show other accounts, but when I show other accounts, in essence, I have to block out names, phone numbers, emails. So let me just say that here under conversation, let's say if you have social media and people are writing you on Facebook or direct messages on Instagram, they're going to come here. If they text you on the number that we provide you, right, they're going to come here. If they email you, they're going to come here. Anything that you need is going to be directly on the app. And I will show you also the app in a second as well, so that you can see what is going on. Calendars, we can actually create a calendar for you. Let me just quickly go to one of my accounts, but let me just see without showing too much. You know, this is my personal calendar, so everything comes here. All right, and we can definitely create a new calendar for you. Let me just go back to that account. So the account is called HVAC Services somewhere, right? So we can create a new calendar. We can actually integrate it with any calendar you can imagine, whether it is, let me see, you can also have like a service menu or rooms, some certain equipment. Again, any new calendar, we can actually do that for you. And in fact, you can see here, personal booking, class booking, collective booking. Hey, maybe you are a company, you have multiple tradespersons. I don't know, maybe it's a plumbing company and you have 10 plumbers under you. This will actually be able to, let's say a new lead comes in, that is going to go in a round robin system. Okay, or maybe it's just one calendar, but it's going to find the best block or whatnot. So we can, or you put all of the calendars from all of your plumbers in there, right? And the system, when they're looking at availability, is going to look at all of the calendar in general and find the slots and assign that to a particular person. Okay, so don't you worry. And again, there's integrations with Google calendars, Outlook calendars, anything. Okay, so again, this is really incredible as well. Under context, so I just created a fake name. As you can see, is a test at test.com. So there's nothing going on here. All right, so this is how you can actually create a new contact, right? So you would come over here and create a new contact and then whatnot. But let's say people are going to come to your website and they're going to fill out a form. From that form, the information arrives right here under contacts, right? And let's say that, and of course we're looking at the PC, but you can also create a task for that. So maybe you want to say, hey, we're gonna notify you, or maybe look for a particular part. Look for part. Right? There's always a part that sometimes is not available or whatnot. Part number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this is due by, I don't know, next Monday at 8 a.m. Okay, so as you can see, that task will show in your launchpad as tasks pending. Okay, there'll be a task here that it will be also on your cell phone on the app. and whatnot. And so the whole idea is that you keep things organized in this CRM. This is essentially a CRM. All right. So you can take notes, right? Wonderful client, make an appointment directly. Let's say somebody calls you and you're in front of your computer or on your phone, so you can create a contact and then you can actually create a manual appointment. Okay. Same thing, you can actually bill people right from here, but we're gonna jump in a few more minutes to the cell phone to show you around. And again, I'm going very quick. So this person, I just created and I made it as to an opportunity. Okay. So if you look at, if we switch to opportunities, this person that came in, and I just created a quick funnel here. What is a funnel? Or I'm sorry, this is a pipeline. Okay. Sorry, not funnel. This is a pipeline. So as you can see, I just built a pipeline for an HVAC provider. So first thing is they fill out the form on your website. So they're in the opt-in stage. Then let's say we can make an automation, or you can move them manually on your phone, and you can then move them to appointment booked, appointment confirmed, quote provided, you sold them the business, or you lost them. Okay, so you can move them around and whatnot. We can also build automations when you move this particular contact, right? Same thing, maybe this particular person, when you talk to them, you realize that this business, I don't know, maybe it's a full HVAC system, and so this opportunity is, I don't know, $15,000, right? So, right, and then you can mark it as a $15,000 opportunities. If you go back to the dashboard now, you're gonna see that this person is a potential $15,000 business, but you're going to do the same with everybody. So here you can see your dashboard. You can see that your pipeline is coming in. You can see the potential money coming to your business if you manage to grab it all. All right. So I'm not going to talk more about this, but just keep in mind that these opportunities will essentially give you the visibility of your money. Okay. Payments. This is super incredible. Again, we can integrate with Stripe, PayPal, Authorize.net, and others. Square, if you already have a Square account, we can add it in here so that you don't have to have a new platform for anything, right? So under invoices, we can have estimates and invoices. So you go to invoices, create a new invoice, and obviously we can set it up for you, put the company name and whatnot, right? And so you can select this person right from one touch, and then it's good to go, and you can just add a service, right? Maybe you can create already products where you can just say, well, this product is going to be a service call, like an emergency service call, where I don't know, the minimum charge to come to the site, I don't know, it's $150, $200 without you touching anything. So you can say, that was the basic service, and that is the basic cost, right? But maybe you want to create and say, hey, HVAC replacement, and this service, like I said, is going to be $15,000, right? And then we can add the tax and whatnot, configure the tax wherever you are, right? And make it like that. And with just a click, you can actually, well, I can't send it right now because there's no products here connected, whatnot, but you get the idea. So you can just send it, and did I have to HVAC replacement? Yeah. Anyway, so you get the idea. Okay, so this is how the invoice would be, and you just send it. But of course, a product is required, so let's just create a quick product, and this will be HVAC replacement. Okay. Price name, HVAC. And then obviously we can make it in the category that you are, I'm sorry, currency that you are. So $15,000 is your base, okay? Now, I can send it, absolutely, okay? I can send it, it's gonna say, how do you wanna send it? If we have your text number connected, like the phone number that we give you, you can actually text this to the client or just email it or do both, all right? So I don't want to save anything right now, but this is how, well, actually I did save it technically. So you have an invoice right now in draft for, I don't know, $15,000 or whatever. And, okay. Anyway, okay, there's a lot more, including marketing automation, but if you are potentially a trace professional, okay, so I'll quickly tell you what is under marketing. We have the ability of actually connecting all of your social media, and then we have the incredible social planner where you can actually post different information, different posts from one platform. You can post out to all of these that you see here: Facebook, Instagram, Google Business Profile. From one platform you can send the same post to all of them, okay? We can also do ads directly from here, okay? Automation is where we can actually create different automations for your business. Again, we can make an automation for the missed call text back. We can make it so that when people book an appointment, right, we text them saying, we receive your appointment request, we will confirm the appointment shortly, okay? If I can show you one of my accounts, let me just quickly show you how this looks. Right, so imagine you have an internal notification, a tag, you create an opportunity, you send an email, you send an SMS, and then you add them to a particular workflow of emails, okay? Something simple. And we can also send out picture text as well, all right? So again, an incredible way of like, hey, imagine you are, let's say, the owner of a, I don't know, HVAC company, right? The moment somebody fills a form, you, the owner, can actually get an internal notification as an email, as a text saying you have a new lead, right? And maybe you assign that lead to somebody in your sales team, okay? But you would know what is coming on in internal notifications, right? So you can definitely assign a particular user to receive those notifications, for example here, and you can say, well, this is going to be a SMS, a text, and then we can definitely send you the basic details of that. And again, you can select different users that you have in your system. Well, anyway, you can actually send this to different people in your system. So I'm the only user here, that's why it says that. Okay, but that's the idea, okay? Same thing, websites, we can actually build. Let me just go back to this account. We can build a wonderful sites for you. But again, we can build funnels, we can build a store. If you're selling something, we can build your store. If you're a plumber and sells webinars for other plumbers, we can help you configure a webinar store where maybe you have already films or videos, and then we set up a store that you can, a webinar store or a webinar site that allows people to pay to have access to your content. Same thing, maybe you have a company that requires a client portal, those a username password protected site that enables you to go inside as a client, okay, and then maybe have, I don't know, a membership service or whatnot, okay. Again, right now we have, for example, a something as simple as an HVAC website, okay? We can obviously customize this and adapt it to your system, to your company name, and we can actually make a super awesome site for you, easy to go, ready to go, and get you going quickly. And again, just replacing logos, adding awesome content, and making sure that you attract very, like good amount of business. Okay. All right. And again, on their reputation, this is where we can actually connect your Google business profile and make sure that we make sure that we can help you get more reviews so you can rank higher. Not just that, again, we can just quickly send from the touch of a button, we can send an SMS with a link and a photo so that your client can actually review and give you a nice review. Okay. So again, I didn't explain correctly. So again, with the touch of a button, you can actually send an SMS to that particular client with a nice photo and a link so that that client can actually give you a review. Not just that, imagine that you can also have an AI reply to those particular reviews that you just received. So you can actually set up also the tone of how you want these reviews to be responded to, in the most professional way, in a colloquial way, in a funny way, whatever. Obviously, most people choose a professional way, so they would reply to all of those reviews professionally, and then it just posted in there. Okay. Same thing, we can put widgets. Widget, imagine, is a code that gets embedded into your website, and then it shows all of the reviews that you have. And actually, you can select what ratings you want to show on your website. So imagine you have, like, most of them are 5s and 4.5s and whatnot, but you have one of them that is a 1-star review, and you think that that's not fair. In fact, with this system, you can actually say to Google, hey, I want to dispute this review. This review is a fake review, and I want to dispute it. You can actually dispute reviews using our system, our platform. Okay. And again, you can select, I only want to see on my website reviews that are, 4 and 5 stars minimum. Okay. So this is another phenomenal way of doing business. Again, there's a lot of features I haven't even covered, but to give you an idea, you can have a widget here. Here's a widget that is ready to answer any questions that may occur, right? We trained this widget so it knows our business. Now, if you ask me, Julio, if I already have a website, can I actually keep my website, or do you have to rebuild it? The simple answer is no. If you already have a website, no worries, we can use it. What we can do is integrate forms on your website. So if you allow us to go into your website and insert the code like a widget, or insert forms, and these forms, or a survey, a live survey. So all of this, what it's going to do is give us the information of the client so that it goes to the CRM, so that you can have automations built from there. So again, if you already have a website, right, we don't have to change anything other than insert our forms and maybe add a widget for you. So we do not have to build your website if you like your website. Right? In fact, we have a client that he says, I love my website, I made it. It's a very simple Wix website, but he likes it, and he just wanted to do a catering for a restaurant, right? So we built literally a catering site sub-site directly on their website. So when you click that category, it goes to the sub-site, and we have the automations in there for catering. Okay. So let me just quickly show you how things work on the phone app. Just give me 1 second. Let me open it. Oh my God, I got 3 missed calls while I was doing this. Let me just open lead flow convert. Okay. The lead connector. All right. I'm connecting to my phone, and as you can see, I am on the Team West site. So from here, so again, this is not the plumber, or I'm sorry, the HVAC account I just created, but this is an account that is live. So again, I have tasks to complete, right? I can actually go to the social planner, and I have all of these accounts put in here, right? And here I had some posts that I sent out. So you can see it all from your phone, right? Now, when it comes to conversations, again, people have actually, you remember we didn't have anything on the demo account, but here I got, a notification from somebody probably trying to sell me something, and I have my AI trained so that if somebody's trying to sell me something, we gratefully say, sorry, we're only here to serve you for real estate purposes, right? Here we have, well, I was doing some tests with other accounts, right? So here is a test of like an automation that we were testing. So again, any text, anything coming, right? They're all gonna come through the conversations portion of the app. Okay. Same thing, your calendar, any event that you have, right? Today I had some events today, so I had a work from 10 a.m. So it's all here confirmed for me. Okay. Now I skipped the money one, but this is incredible. Okay, so this account, it is connected to a integration with the Stripe. All right, so I can just quickly, let's say, bill you for, I don't know, $10 if you want, right? And I can just create the contact. Let's see, I have contacts here. I don't want to show more because otherwise I have to block the information, right? But I can actually charge $10, and I can just here create my, I don't know, my test, whatever. And from here, I can actually click, tap to pay on iPhone. All right. Same thing. Now, maybe you have a terminal that you bring. There's some companies that actually bring a terminal to charge cards. So you don't have to replace what we have. Maybe you can just say, hey, it was an external payment, right? So, and then just mark the transaction completed. All right. Maybe you take cash, and maybe you want to just report a transaction completed. So here, again, maybe you send an invoice, and now that invoice shows you can convert. I'm sorry. Maybe you send an estimate and you can convert it to an invoice. Sorry about that. So here is how you can actually tap, and my phone will convert itself to a tap machine. So it's not available on mirroring, but essentially if I show you my phone, let me just do it on my phone. Okay, so here people can actually tap and with their phone and get paid. Okay. Okay. Now, going back to let me just switch accounts. I'm the owner of all these accounts. Well, not the owner, but let's say I was here. So when it comes to opportunities, right? This test that we were doing, from here, I can just quickly move it to the next thing. So somebody came in as an opt-in, they actually book an appointment, so they're here, and then you manually move them to an appointment confirm, and then you show up at their business and you provide them with a quote, or they want to do the service that you're providing, and then you can just quickly move them to close. All right, so check this out. You can also create a contact quickly with the plus button, and then here again you can just send an email, scan a business card, book an appointment quickly on your phone. So let's say somebody calls your personal cell phone, you can quickly create the contact, book the appointment here, and you can also send a request review that I was telling you about, and maybe you can also take a payment and create a new opportunity, make a call, send a message. They're all there. So again, just to summarize this, because it's already a 40-minute video, this is an incredible opportunity for your business. Doesn't matter if you're a solo contractor, whether you do HVAC, plumbing, whatever, or you have a multi-level, multiple people working for you. Okay, you can create an account owner. You can create multiple people in your organization, right? So maybe you have a secretary, right? You're the CEO, so you can have an account for the secretary where you limit the information that they can view. Okay, maybe you don't want them to see how much money you're bringing. Okay, maybe then maybe you create a contact, well, a user that is plumber 1 and another that is plumber 2, and they have access to maybe the calendars and the contacts, and they also have the ability of billing. Okay, like creating an invoice and charging to people. But maybe you want to limit the information they see to only them. Okay, not the entire organization as well. So there's multiple things you can actually control as the main user. And again, we can actually provide you additional services like Google Ads, like managing your campaigns, if you have any campaigns, social media campaigns and whatnot. Or we can send, I don't know, different emails for, like create different campaigns for certain things, whatnot. So we can obviously help you with anything that you need. And part of our services, we train you so that you can just do your work. Okay, and hopefully this system will solve a lot of your potential shortfalls. Like I said, if you're not very good with technology and maybe don't even have a computer, but this is your way of living, right? That we can actually help you go to a different level, all right? And be able to, just like I show you from the app, from the Lead Connector app, that then you can actually do all of this stuff. People come to your site, they book an appointment, you confirm the appointment, and then the only thing you have to do is the manual movements on that pipeline, so that you can also track how much potential money is coming to you, and that right on the side you send an invoice and an estimate, convert it, right, and be able to charge them. So when you leave that client, you invoice them, you got paid, and you got a review. Can you imagine if you did that 4 times 5 jobs a day, and got 5 reviews, got paid right there and then, right? Now, there's a part that is missing, okay? Set up a reminder, a task, right? That you gotta order a part, book the slot for the job again, come back, charge them for the part, charge them for the labor, invoice them right then and there, get paid, get a review. And then before you know it, in a couple of months, you're gonna have all this money, right? All these reviews, incredible reviews, and you're gonna rank higher and you're gonna get more business, okay? And then you end up getting a second plumber because you're so busy, or second HVAC, whatever it is. My name is Julio Mendez. Thanks so much for watching this video. I know it was long, but I'm trying to give you the best ideas so that you can actually take your business forward. Thank you so much. All the best. Ciao.